and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor presented by Barstool News Network. It is Tuesday, February 25th, 2020, and the weather in Austin and Reno is looking clear, but the Midwest and the Northeast may get slammed with some late winter weather today. So, guys, you're safe, but there's some other people might get some bad weather.
It's good to know. I haven't left the Hard Factor house since I moved in, and this is where I get my weather from, so I really appreciate that.
That sounds unhealthy. You need to get out of the house.
It's not healthy.
Yeah, his pigment's a little...
Very productive.
It's gray.
Like a little peakish.
Relatively productive.
It looks like the color of a fluorescent light.
He looks like the guy that's... yeah, he looks like the guy that I'm talking about today in my story.
I look good.
So one important note, send in those What the Fuck Wednesday stories early today. If you're listening to this, send us what you got so that we can get that show done before the Democratic debate watch party tonight.
Ooh.
So big Tuesday here for Hard Factor and BNN. On the pod today, we got Mark on Weinstein, Pat on a Trump date, Wes and I in the lightning round. Mark, get us going.
All right, guys, leading off the show tonight with a big story. The big bad wolf, Harvey Weinstein, has been found guilty, so we don't have to say allegedly anymore when referring to this guy as a piece of shit rapist. So unallegedly, fuck you, Harvey Weinstein.
Officially, finally.
Officially.
100.
Feels good
got the stamp.
to say that about that piece of shit. Jurors deliberated for more than 26 hours over the course of 5 days. So they,
Come on.
They didn't work too hard.
Come on.
5 hours a day.
What are they? They were looking forward to the per diem? Well,
Yeah.
You need 26 hours to figure this out?
Really stretched it out there. Before reaching a verdict on Monday morning, they found him guilty on 2 of the 5 charges. So he is not guilty on 3. He was found guilty of a first-degree sexual act and rape in the 3rd degree. The former charge carries a minimum of 5 years in jail, all the way up to 25 years in jail or prison. And
Still
the
a
latter,
certified rapist.
Yes, that's the first-degree sexual act. The 3rd-degree rape is anywhere from probation to 4 years in prison. So he's looking at between 5 and 29 years, minimum 5.
They better throw the book at this guy.
Sentencing is scheduled for March 11th, so stay tuned for that. He was found not guilty on rape 1 charges, which would have slammed the door shut on his freedom forever, for sure. But I don't think look at him. If he gets 10 or more, I think he's a goner in prison.
The stress is getting to him.
Yeah.
It's also an act, too, I feel like, the whole...
100%.
I would think so.
He's a theatrical guy.
We're gonna talk about that right now. Weinstein was remanded into custody and about to be transferred to Rikers Island when he was detoured and taken to Bellevue Hospital on Monday night after feeling chest pains and having heart palpitations and high blood pressure, according to his attorney, Donna Rotuno.
They call that the Rikers flu.
Right. Donna also said, right after that, Donna also said
Rikers?
They would immediately appeal the decision and said about Harvey, hearing the decision, that Harvey is very strong. He took it like a man. He knows this is not over. So took it like a man was an interesting choice of words there.
He's going to take a couple of things like a man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really know why she used that terminology. Also, he took it like a man for about an hour, then either thought he was having or faked a heart attack. So
Yeah.
didn't last too long.
If they let him into the Gen Pop, he'll take a couple things like a man.
Yeah, no kidding.
In all fairness, if I was on my way to Rikers, I would have faked a heart attack too.
Oh, easily. You'd be dead before you even got to Rikers.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's great that he took his charges of rape and abuse and belittling women for years like a man.
Yeah, he's going to be a slushy in jail. His old decrepit ass.
He's not hot though. That's a problem.
Well, he's got perfect.
Yeah,
rear.
but he's got
Pushing for the cushion.
That's like a that's like an esteem kill right
Yeah,
there.
it's a trophy.
Not like
That's true.
whatever you do to him, that you get some esteem on that in the yard.
That's true. Also, Shakespeare in Love not popular in prisons.
And
Contrary.
I would recommend that his old decrepit ass leave the walker at home because that shit would probably be frowned upon in prison. Some old mega $1 million rapist is holding up the lunch line with his walker. That ain't gonna fly. He probably won't be in Gen Pop anyways, but we just talked about it. Maybe he will. Also, Rikers Island reminds me now of Arkham Asylum from Batman, just like he's got this movie mogul locked up in it. Right?
Yeah. I personally would just want to see if a millionaire's butthole was different or not. You know?
Sure.
That's
probably the number one strategy going on there. Manhattan District Attorney. I got this new tech going on.
I knew this was going to happen. I was
got new
waiting
tech
for
going
it.
on.
Mark got a mouse.
I got a mouse.
I was waiting for it.
Oh, wait,
You're watching
wait.
YouTube. I'm flying solo here. I look and feel good, but
Also, before you move on, I noticed Wes now has a bar stool as a side desk.
Well, he was resting his beer over here on my side table. I'm in the process of
can't
making...
have that.
Yeah, no, he can't have that.
No.
And really rests them all over the place.
We
I spend
upgraded.
my mornings cleaning them up. But he's going to have a side table tomorrow.
Pat's working hard on it, and I appreciate
for
it.
the debate. So Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. said it was 8 women in particular that deserve credit for taking down this bastard. Dawn Dunning, Miriam Haley, Jessica Mann, Annabelle Ciora, Terrell, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that, Wolf, Lauren Young, Megan Hast, and Joan Aluzzi. He said, he went on to say, rape is rape, whether it's committed by an indigent person or a man of immense power, prestige, and privilege. I agree. Rape is rape. And the charges he was found guilty of were from forcing oral sex on Haley in 2006 and third degree, I guess, whatever that means, raping of man in 2013 because they were kind of in a relationship, so I guess they bumped it to third degree.
Why is there even a third degree?
That's
rape?
what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't get it.
Hey, burner or something?
Annabella Ciora testified that Weinstein raped her in the first degree in the winter of 1993 and 1994. Around that time, even though it was outside of the statute of limitations in New York, because predatory sexual assault charges require sex crimes against at least 2 victims, and she was just helping the defense build a case and having the jurors hear her emotional testimony. So that took some nerves, even though she knew, it wasn't. She wasn't going to get personal.
That's the tough part. That's like this. Yeah. That's what happens with Cosby. But
justification.
I believe Pennsylvania changed the law and extended the statute of limitations. Like a lot of
we have a lot of lawyers that help out, like intern Cam and stuff, and maybe they can let us know tomorrow. But I think it's definitely different per states. I think some states there's no statute of limitations on rape one. It's like murder.
I'm sure
there shouldn't be.
State to state.
Ciora said, my testimony was painful but necessary. I spoke for myself and with the strength of the 80-plus victims of Harvey Weinstein in my heart. If you ask me, I think he got off easy. You may recall we did a book review of Ronan Farrow's book Catch and Kill over Thanksgiving break. I mean, the guy's just an absolute monster. He took advantage of upwards of 80 people, almost all of which he had immense power over. He makes Louis C.K. look like Mr. Rogers after a chamomile tea.
Yeah, he does. Doesn't he have more charges pending, too, after these?
Oh, one last thing. Weinstein still faces felony charges of forcible rape, forcible oral copulation, sexual penetration by use of force, and sexual battery by restraint in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
see, this was the New York case, Will, and he assaulted women everywhere he lived. So, New York, L.A., and probably some other places as well.
He had an apartment in England, too.
Yeah, there you go. Probably in England, too. Fuck you, Weinstein. I hope they Greyhound bust your ass back between Rikers and whatever famous prisons in L.A. every other weekend, because that's a hilarious trip. Long trip, and we all know how bad Greyhounds are.
What if you could pay to ride the Greyhound with Weinstein and
just taunt
throw
him?
shit at him?
Yeah, throw like tomatoes and shit at him.
I'd let professionals handle
Greyhound
that.
to Rikers does not sound fun.
No, not from LA.
All right, guys, we got a huge Trump date here. It's huge. Trump is in India this week, and he kicked off his India trip with a bunch of tweets that I had to put my glasses on to read, but still couldn't after I put them on because they were in Hindi, which I don't know
Glasses didn't help.
I don't know if I'm okay with it. I like when my president speaks the language they spoke in the Bible, God's language, English.
The Queen was that the Queen's?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Jesus who started English, but it's like I can't read these tweets, and I gotta click on the tweet for it to get translated. It's terrible. Anyway, Trump spoke at the Namaste Trump rally in what might potentially be his largest crowd ever, being that the crowd was held at India's largest cricket stadium, which holds 110,000 people.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
But guys, this creates a problem for Trump because he likes things big and he likes to boast about them. However, the only crowd that would have been bigger than this crowd was the crowd at his inauguration. So he's got a tough decision to make this week of whether or not he says this is the biggest crowd ever.
No, you just hold. No. You're now the international champion. This is how it works.
That's true.
You just now hold a belt on 2 continents.
Good call. I didn't think about
He just added international belt.
Yeah,
I didn't think about the
he just
sanctioning
got
bodies
the intercontinental champ
of lying about how big crowds are. Either way, pretty good considering Trump had estimated crowds of 6 to 10 million.
Yeah, there was no lying on how many people were in India. There was a ton of people.
Well, he had said that it was going to be 6 to 10 million, which would have ranked in the top 10 for largest crowds ever assembled by humans.
He meant in the area, in the city.
How is 6 to 10 million not the number one crowd ever?
I think 30 million is the biggest.
What were they doing?
What were they doing?
They're still letting them get all those people together with coronavirus over there?
You could check if you had your laptop. In a bizarre decision,
they have in India?
Hands free.
Well, Will, and to your point, I think only 8 million people live in the metro area where he was. So 10 would have been a bit of a stretch. A lot of people
he was hoping for 100% attendance. For
that would have been really good. That would have been 100% is always good. In a bizarre decision, which I'm unsure who made, Trump used the song Macho Man by the Village People to hype up the crowd of Indians before he took the stage, and Macho Man did not disappoint, bringing the crowd to riotous levels of excitement and surely pushing every closeted man in that stadium to the brink of giving into their quelled desires. I mean, it really got the people going.
I love this song. I wish it was called Huge Shoulder Man.
Yeah. It'd be better.
Macho Man's a classic.
Yeah.
Like back when they used to crank the Macho Man at like a Little League baseball game, I mean, it would get you going.
Here on Hard Factor, we like a different type of Macho Man, but that's okay. The Village People themselves came out to address the use of the song on Facebook, saying, quote, since our music is not being used for a specific endorsement, the president's use is perfectly legal. Our music is all-inclusive, and certainly everyone's entitled to do the YMCA dance or whatever, regardless of their political affiliation. But really, the bigger news here is that the Village People have a Facebook.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Well, Trump's a friend of LGBTQ, but I mean, does Mike Pence know that it's a Village Person song?
Probably not.
I don't think he's a friend of LGBT
Well, okay,
people.
but I mean, Pence clearly doesn't know who sings this song.
Right, yes, because his head would
He
fucking
just
explode.
covers his ears.
Yeah.
His head would explode. If he watched the Macho
He's like
Man,
Wilder. He's just bleeding out of the ears.
he would have such a confusing sensation in his pants if he watched the Macho Man music video, which, by the way, is great. It starts with
Mike.
Yeah, it starts with a dude doing lat pull-downs. Trump and Melania then went to the Taj Mahal, and tomorrow or today, Trump will be negotiating trade deals with Prime Minister Modi. That's like his deal over there. Trump took to Twitter later in the day to chill everyone out on the coronavirus, saying, quote, the coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. We're in contact with everyone in all relevant countries. CDC and World Health have been working hard and very smart. Stock market starting to look very good to me. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 1,031 points on Monday. The largest single-day drop in terms of points-wise in history, or close
Mostly
to
because
it.
of coronavirus.
Yeah, that's not his fault.
It's not his fault. It's coronavirus.
No, I just thought it was funny.
Italy,
Stock
Korea, they're
market
all
looking
shutting
good
down.
to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
He's a pumper.
Well, I think what he means there is that America's financial stance will strengthen as long as the coronavirus stays at bay in America.
Yeah, well, while I was reading Hindi tweets this morning at 5:30 in the morning, I had Fox Business on, and they were talking about how there's a lot of fear sell-off going on in the marketplace.
Right, yeah, of course.
and I heard from a few people today, from some pundits, that it was all because Bernie Sanders is going to win the nomination. So it's fear of Bernie even running in November.
That too,
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
An anti-business president always makes people
I think it's
scared.
because the coronavirus is gunking the fuck up out of China.
Yeah.
With Trump traveling abroad and being around large groups of non-whites, immigration must have been top of mind because the administration implemented the public charge rule, which restricts green cards of immigrants deemed likely to be reliant on welfare. So the new rule defines a, quote, public charge as an immigrant who received one or more designated benefits for more than 12 months in a 36-month period. And this would be applied to immigrants on their temporary non-immigrant visas who are seeking to adjust their status to permanent residency. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on this rule. There's always been rules in place to verify that people coming over to this country have employment or have an ability to take care of themselves. But a lot of people are criticizing it because it could potentially leave a lot of immigrants that are on the verge of getting off welfare or social programs out in the cold.
Pat doesn't care. He doesn't leave the house.
I don't leave the house,
So,
but
doesn't
that's like a welfare of its own.
Yeah,
Because you guys get.
I guess no more. Give us your poor, your tired, your huddled masses. You know.
No, they're gonna edit that.
Well, the French gave us that anyways. You know, that's
the French did do that. That was a cruel
not
joke.
Ours.
That was a sick prank.
That was
French.
sick. Yeah, it was. And stone are so hard to edit.
Mean.
Ha 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 ha.
And that's that.
They fell for it.
All right.
They put a statue up.
It's like a Trojan horse.
Shit,
This thing. Right. Let's take it over to the lightning round. And look, guys, I don't want to start rumors here, but a lot of the big J's out there are narcs, just like narcs entirely.
Talking about journalists, right? Big journalists.
Big J journalism.
Okay.
Big lefty journos are narcs a lot of the time. So yesterday
on.
they were spreading this weed boner bullshit story through a publication that Pat tells me is not a tabloid. I still am.
Insider.com is not a tabloid.
You're referring to, for whoever didn't hear the show yesterday, the guy they're saying
He got
got
a boner for
erections.
12 hours off weed twice.
Yeah,
they
12-hour
say.
bonus from weed.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's-
saw the
that's a
story,
lie.
and I'm sitting there saying it's probably not true, but it's also it's something I want to
Well,
believe that we'd give
Pat,
you an elongated erection. And
I
I'm not
don't-
going to not cover a boner story.
Look, Pat, I don't blame you for covering it. I blame the big J's in general putting out anti-weed propaganda like this. Now, that was yesterday. Now, today,
I thought it was
we got
pro.
CNN. They're publishing a report from the Journal of American Medical Association saying that weed may be dangerous for people over 65.
Yeah,
right?
dangerously fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a real legitimate study that they need to invest time and money into. So
Dangerously close to giving your life more purpose.
They might try to start dancing without stretching.
Yeah, or maybe they'll have old sex.
Close to
Exactly.
scene.
Yeah.
You guys, you are actually exactly right on the problem here.
Yeah.
So the issue, they say, is that people over 65 who use marijuana doubled between 2015 and 2018, and it basically old people over 65 just rocket ship up from 0.4% of use in 2006 all the way up to 5+ in 2020.
I love
basically,
this.
Yeah. it's
Did
good.
these
It's like you said.
geniuses stop to think that maybe some of it had to do with all the states legalizing in between then?
It's exactly right. So we
maybe
have
some-
old
yeah.
people that want to get baked for the first time since it's legal. We have entrepreneurs who are finally able to sell them weed legally. It's an American success story.
The
right?
stigma's
that's
gone.
what I feel.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah, it is. It is. But no, CNN and the JAMA warn that this increase in cannabis use among 65 and older is going hand in hand with an increase in alcohol use for seniors as well. And they say that that is just a bridge too far for public health and public safety.
They're getting
And
too lit.
Also, guys.
This
Guys,
is
also-
bullshit. This is bullshit.
Pat-
Marijuana helps you not drink booze.
Wait a minute. Well, first of all, what is the point of this article?
To warn you of the dangers of marijuana. So also,
I don't
Pat,
care.
you haven't
No one
even-
cares about
Pat,
old people. They're old.
Pat,
No,
Pat,
time
you
out.
haven't heard the worst part, man. Not only does weed potentially make you drink more, or the study says it does if you're over 65, also, they don't know how it could affect your medications. So you might as well just stay away from it altogether, is what CNN and the JAMA are suggesting. So soft corner. Soft corner
Yeah,
for everybody
absolutely.
involved in this whole thing. Soft
Backdoor
corner
soft
for
corner, I
CNN.
like it.
Soft corner for JAMA, soft corner for any big J out there trying to get their besmirching lips all over the cannabis industry. Fuck you. How about we just fucking sell the shit and tax it for the first time ever? Multi-billion-dollar industry.
Don't tell my
it's
parents
unreal.
not to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not dropping
you.
dead, are they?
They're grown adults. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and whatever will keep them from
Hey,
calling you
go
all the
ahead
time.
and retire, but don't touch the legal marijuana.
But seriously, who the fuck is out there spreading all this anti-weed shit in major publications?
Man, maybe.
I don't know. I got to throw a few of and they're probably not listeners, but the people that follow Barstool News Network Instagram under the bus. We got a few DMs making fun of Bernie for running on a platform of legalizing weed, and that's not going to stand with me. I mean, you can make fun of him for socialism, but do not come at the guy for trying to legalize weed. You're not a friend of mine.
it's
It
just-
could be Big
it-
Vegetable, Will, because maybe too many people are buying snacks, and Big Vegetable is losing market share. You ever think about
Big
that?
Vegetable. Yeah, it could be Big Vegetable. It's big dickheads, whoever it is.
Yes,
because
I agree.
it's not a conservative or liberal issue. It's a business issue. Make some money off of it, America.
It's big.
It's insane.
It's big.
It's big dump in your pants.
It's big pharma because these people are finding relief in marijuana versus their fucking drugs is what's probably
Yeah, that
happening.
makes sense. That makes sense. Unreal. Disgusting.
Smoke weed every day.
All right, guys. Steven Spielberg is one of the greatest directors of all time. That is just undeniable. Jaws, Jurassic Park, Catch Me If You Can, which I didn't know. Indiana
The
Jones.
Terminal.
The list goes on, Pat. And it was
E.T.?
huh?
E.T.?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say AT, but I thought it was little children. Yeah, I don't know. And it was no doubt some of his 6 or 7 children would catch the filmmaking bug from old dad. And his adopted daughter, Michaela, sure caught that bug, turning to acting in her own films. She is directing, starring, gaffing, prop managing, costume designing, and definitely best boying her own films. Adult films, that is.
I knew where it was going.
Hey,
She didn't go to USC.
Oh, it's hard for me to keep a straight face.
Does
there.
she have co-stars
so-
in these adult films? Or?
well, I don't know. They're not. They're solo sex films, as Fox News calls them. So I'm not
She's a
really sure
cam
if she's
girl.
actually
Masturbation film.
shoving things. I don't know what's
Touchy
going on.
clicks, I call 'em.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go there. I don't want to, want Spielberg's people on me.
You're not going to go there, really?
Yeah, I mean Spielberg.
she's an alleged cam girl.
Yeah, she's a alleged cam girl.
Spielberg was getting upset with Netflix. I can't believe. I don't think he's probably very happy with this.
No. Well, so Michaela, who is a self-described sexual creature, quote, got really tired of not being able to capitalize on my body. So that's exactly what she's doing. She can't keep that body of hers from the world any longer. She's also getting licensed to be a sex worker in Nashville, so she's got big plans.
The same people that have a problem with marijuana probably are going to argue that, she should not capitalize on her hot body, too.
Nashville wouldn't be my first choice, but okay.
Nashville's got prostitutes?
Well, she wants to be an exotic dancer.
Yeah.
Oh,
you have to get a sex worker. Well, that's what they're
break.
calling it.
Yeah, no, that's all part of the sex worker biz. Yeah.
It's terrible, though.
Sex worker?
They have to dance to country music. It's just like, it's very different than any of the strip club you've been to.
I bet
How's
Nashville's
a
got some
stripper a
great
sex worker? She's not
No, they're good, but there's no rhythm. There's no beat.
Yeah, I think they're all
There's
sex
no
workers.
bass, It's like a meandering banjo they're dancing.
That's a loose definition.
I agree with you, Will, but it's exotic dancer, but apparently she's doing these solo films, so I don't know. So, of course, Stephen and his wife of 29 years, Kate, whom he adopted Michaela with, are, quote, very supportive and not upset, but intrigued by her decision, if intrigued means beside themselves.
Oh, that sounds like they're going to check it out. Intrigued sounds like they're going to check it out. I don't like that.
A family friend / backstabber of the Spielbergs spoke up saying, of course they are supportive of their kids, but, quote, obviously, though, they're embarrassed by her sudden public admission of entry into the sex worker world, and adding that Spielbergs are worried how it might affect their other children and that they certainly were not raised this way.
Oh, my God. There are going to be so many guys going at her with scripts to give to her dad.
Stephen can't even swallow his 30-year-old scotch.
No, he's having a tough time, yeah. But Michaela's story is a sad one, though, guys. She says she was abused by predators, suffers from bipolar disorder, alcoholism, which she almost died from, body issues, and the pressure of being Steven's daughter. Even after the Spielberg shipped her off to a school for troubled teens, she came back worse. I guess the influence there was not a positive one. She broke the news to the world by posting a nude on Instagram saying, quote, I just launched my self-produced adult entertainment career. I owe not a single person my autonomy or virtue just because of a name. She also said, and I just got tired of working day to day in a way that wasn't satisfying my soul. I feel like doing this kind of work, I'm able to satisfy other people, but that feels good because it's not in a way that makes me feel violated. So good luck, Michaela. Can't wait to see your work.
Have you seen Spielberg's last couple movies? They can't be worse than that.
So you're saying this is not going to be on an Amblin Entertainment thing?
Apparently, she posted some videos to Pornhub. I tried to find them and couldn't find them.
See if Pornhub has an Amblin page.
But, yeah, I don't know how far she's going to go. She did say that she's very loyal to her partner, so she's not going to be doing any, sex with other people on screen.
That's good for her.
But, she's dipping her toes in the water.
She wants to dabble in the cam girl world.
These videos aren't doing so good.
All right, Pat,
Pornhub.
we got to wrap up the show.
Sorry.
Don't go on Pornhub.
All right, and that brings us to Predict It.
Not a lot of views.
Remember to go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 to get your free $20 on us. We have a live debate show tonight, and we crushed the last one. We will have a blog to you today on the Barstool main page, so why not make some money with us and make these debates far more interesting and lucrative? For a more look at our bet, for a closer look at our bets, tune into our new pick show, which we will drop Fridays. Then we'll go into more extensive analogy of why we think, and it's a bet show, it's a money show, it's a gambling show. Tune in. Remember, predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20, free $20 on us. And a lot
of pressure on Pat for this debate show.
It certainly is. We're keeping a close eye on those.
He didn't have a great showing last week.
We'll see what happens. And that's the best part about debates, man. Is that each one's a new battle. So
yep,
it's true.
Shake it off, Pat.
It's a blank slate, fellas. We're all back in there.
I'm just gonna bet harder.
Yeah,
yeah. That's only you guys got to bet it. Just got to bet into it. Bet into that slump. All right. I took this next story because I was ready to defend high school sports announcers since I used to do a bit of announcing back in the high school days. Basically, I quit lacrosse after sophomore year to instead pound hoagies in the press box and announce varsity soccer games in the spring. So, no, I still think about how that decision probably set me down the wrong path for the rest of my life all the time. But anyways,
we had a good team.
You did have a good team. You
District champs, baby.
I got to announce a lot of games because you went far.
Yeah.
I got to assist you as well until I got banned from after-school activities.
Yeah.
Yes.
What'd you get banned for?
I don't want to talk about it.
I had to bring in, additional
had to write a letter to go to prom.
Co-hosts. So an announcer in Newkirk, Oklahoma, I was ready to stand up for this guy. He's been removed of his announcing duties. for saying that the visiting team, the girls basketball team, had quote unquote disgusting names. And at first glance, like I used to say some shit to the people, like to the parents. Like I used to have to close the windows because the parents would get mad at me making fun of their kids. So at first glance, I thought like, oh, disgusting names. Like, give me a break. Like that's really not that bad. Kind of PG compared to some of the shit I said. But then I watched the video and I understood why this is different from what I did. Basically, this announcer is not a cheeky high school kid. He's an old, presumably white guy whose identity has been kept a secret, who's been announcing girls' basketball games for over 20 years. And what he said on the mic was, man, these girls have some disgusting names, but I'll try to read them out anyway.
Oh, no. Yeah. So the Grease Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
He nappy-headed him.
Yeah, so it's the Grease Man.
Any idea what the names were, Will?
Yeah, no, they didn't give that list either, Pat. I was hoping to see it, but they didn't give that out. The visiting team was from a predominantly black school visiting the, you guessed it, mostly white host school. So, yeah, good call getting Michael Richards out of the fucking girls' basketball
I
announcing.
love it when a racist is just faced with his racism and he can't do anything but create a scene. Like he couldn't not say the names were just good.
They removed him at halftime. I bet that was a scene, like when they were pulling him out of the booth and shit.
Yeah, they just shut down the booth.
Yeah.
Well, he's lucky he got pulled out of there. He would have gotten beaten out of there.
Well, yeah, the girls. So, like, basically, the girls were like, they couldn't believe it, what happened, and I guess like eventually their coach got the word to the like host school that was like, hey, that was really fucked up what you guys just said, and then they got the guy out of the box.
All right, last story of the day, guys. Everyone who listens to the show knows that Pat loves Bitcoin.
Love it.
I think
Bitcoin's up, baby.
It's up again, or was up? Maybe
I
it's
don't
down.
know.
Who the fuck knows? Well, tell you who does know is one Irish drug dealer, Clifton Collins, whose account is way down to the tune of $60 million. So
What?
the story, yeah. So the story is
You can own $60 million worth of bitcoins.
you can own more than that. Will you can own
Apparently.
a lot of bitcoins? So
that should be illegal.
yeah.
It was for this guy.
Whatever, weed, Will. No, man, fuck you. Leave Bitcoin out of this shit, bro. It's a cryptocurrency.
So
It was for this guy.
yeah. So the story goes, Clifton was smart and got into Bitcoin early back in 2011, 2012. He also sold weed and kept buying that Bitcoin so much that by 2017 he had 6,000 of those precious bastards.
Oh my God.
To the tune of $56 million. But being a true weed dealer, he was a little paranoid about his money, so he spread his coins over 12 accounts and hid those codes, which apparently you need desperately to get back into your
How do
your
you not
account.
know this when you fucking bought Bitcoin a couple months ago? You don't even know this?
I have a login. I have an app on my phone.
You're going to get hacked.
That's what I have. You told me that was
So
the app
this
you
is like an
suggested.
Yeah, but
Possible
I expected that you would read about it first
Sounds like a very secure setup.
and understand it first before you just fucking started buying
Well,
Bitcoin.
luckily
You're
I-
gonna get hacked.
Luckily, I have nothing in there.
And then people will steal your Bitcoin, and that's just part of the deal.
Be a Mt. Gox situation.
Then it's their Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, he spread his coins over 12 accounts and hid those codes in a tin can with his fishing gear in the garage. And then he got arrested because for some reason, even though he had $56 million, he just loved the thrill of selling those nugs. So he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. And after some of his fans broke into his house, his landlord cleared his shit out, including his fishing gear, and took it to the dump where it was incinerated.
Oh, no.
How does this guy not sell his bitcoins and go legit when you have 56 million?
Yeah, really.
He's
How
got
did he
the
not
disease.
memento himself with tattoos of his codes all over
It's
his
hard.
Shit.
There were stories of early days of Bitcoin guys whose girlfriends threw their computers out after they had like maybe 10, 15 coin on them, 20 coin on them, and they were trudging through dumps, like
bet.
the dump, trying to find their fucking computer.
I mined for months for that Bitcoin.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
that's how it works.
the stupidest currency of all time.
It's
Yeah.
not stupid, Will. I rear-ended someone the other day and I paid him with Bitcoin.
Bunch of oddballs in the Bitcoin world.
I get you could pay people with it, but it just sounds stupid.
It's a nightmare.
It does seem like a hacker's paradise.
Bitcoin's going to 20K next year.
Anyway, even Ireland's Criminal Assets Bureau can't get to the money without the codes. So there's just 56 million floating around. And I bet a few hackers are working on this night and day. Collins is taking it all in stride, though, saying he has come to terms with losing $60 million, not a chance in hell, and that he deserves the loss for, quote, a punishment for his own stupidity.
Okay,
So,
guy.
Yeah, no, he thinks he knows where it is in the dump, is what he meant to say.
He might, yeah, maybe he. They said it was incinerated, so gone forever.
Incinerated.
Yeah, so I don't know. All right, and that's gonna do it for Hard Factor. Remember to get those What the Fuck Wednesday stories early, as we need to record the show before our live pre and post show. Tune in for our picks and expert takes on those candidates. So we will be talking more predicted tomorrow in our picks in the pre-show. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube to see our beautiful mugs and new haircuts deliver you the news on video. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.